In the heat of battle, chaos reigns. But sometimes, amidst the storm of conflict, one person's courage shines so brightly it cuts through the darkness. This is the story of a moment like that, a story of incredible bravery against overwhelming odds. It happened during one of history's most intense conflicts, a moment when the line between life and death was razored. Imagine this, a small makeshift aid station tucked away just behind the front lines. It's filled with the wounded, men who have given their all and are now relying on the skill and compassion of medics to see them through. Outside, the sounds of battle are getting closer, much closer. The defensive line has been breached and enemy forces are pouring through the gap, advancing rapidly. For the soldiers in that aid station, it was a moment of pure terror. They were injured, vulnerable, and unable to defend themselves. Evacuation wasn't an option. There was no time. It seemed like their fate was sealed. The medics and doctors worked frantically, their faces grim, knowing the enemy was just minutes away. Panic was beginning to set in. But then something shifted. A single figure emerged from the chaos. It was a combat nurse, someone who had been tending to the wounded just moments before. But now she stood at the entrance of the aid station, her back to the injured and her face towards the advancing threat. She wasn't a frontline soldier. She wasn't part of an infantry squad. She was a healer. But in that moment, she became a guardian. Witnesses from that day describe an almost surreal scene. She stood there, alone, armed with just a standard issue sidearm, against a wave of enemy soldiers. It was a futile gesture, a symbolic last stand. Or was it? As the first enemy soldiers rounded the corner and saw her, they hesitated. They saw not a soldier spoiling for a fight, but a woman standing resolutely, protecting the helpless behind her. Her stance was unwavering. She didn't shout, she didn't fire. She just stood there, a silent, defiant barrier. It was a testament to the idea that courage isn't just about aggression, it's about resolve. Her presence was so unexpected, so powerful in its quiet determination, that it momentarily broke the momentum of the enemy's advance. They saw the red cross on her helmet, a universal symbol of medical neutrality, and they saw the fierce protection in her eyes. That brief pause she created was all that was needed. It bought just enough time for a nearby friendly unit, alerted to the breakthrough, to counterattack. They slammed into the flank of the enemy force, catching them by surprise. A fierce firefight erupted, not at the door of the aid station, but just beyond it. The tide of the battle turned in those critical seconds she had bought with her sheer nerve. The enemy was pushed back, the line was stabilized, and the aid station remained secure. The wounded inside, who had been bracing for the worst, were safe. When the dust settled, the soldiers who came to the rescue were in awe. They had expected to find a massacre. Instead, they found one nurse calmly returning to her duties, her hands once again tending to the injured, as if she hadn't just single-handedly held off a company of enemy soldiers. This story isn't about the weapon she held, it's about the courage she showed. It's a powerful reminder that heroism comes in many forms and often from the most unexpected places. She was the last one standing between the enemy and the injured, and in that moment she was more than a nurse. She was a shield. Her story is a testament to the unyielding strength of the human spirit in the face of overwhelming adversity. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please like and subscribe for more tales of incredible courage.